Hello, I thought I'd be really nice if I did a thought for the children today. Um, Maybe the adults will want to listen in too. Um, I've got a story of something that happened a long time ago. It was when my three children were young, so that really is a long time ago. And there was this program on TV called Knight Rider, and it was my son Mark's favourite program. He always watched it. He just adored Knight Rider. It was a man who drove this car, and this is the car here. It doesn't look much now, does it? But at the time, it was pretty amazing. And this was his little launcher, which he could launch the car from. That car went everywhere with him, and he never missed a TV program because that car could do anything. It could sense danger, it could talk to him, it could get Knight Rider out of all sorts of troubles. Anyway, as well as that, he really liked Lego. And to build Lego at our house was a bit tricky with two little other children. So he used to do it at the dining room table. Now, I have to tell you about our dining room table. It was a round table, and you could pull it apart, and inside was a little compartment, and you lifted out another piece of table, and you popped it in the middle. And that made a nice big oval table, which was really good for building your Lego on. So he would sit up there, play away with his Lego, and Knight Rider would be sitting beside him, and he might be making things for Knight Rider to do and all sorts of things. Then one day he was up there and he was working away, building something, and I was in the kitchen making dinner, like busy mums, and suddenly there was this shout, "Mum, I've lost Knight Rider." And I thought, oh. I said, like all mothers do. I said, well, where did you have it last? I had it right here, Mum. Are you sure? You didn't leave it in your bedroom, did you? No, it was right here and it's gone. I'm in the middle of making tea. Didn't really want to stop. So I thought, oh no, and I just did a quick prayer. Lord, show me where to look first. I didn't want to hunt the whole house looking for this toy. I know it was precious to him, but it wasn't really precious to me. So suddenly this funny idea popped into my head, and I went over to the table and I said, excuse me, and I lifted that middle section and I put my hand in, and there in that little compartment was the car. Now I have to tell you how that happened, because on the table, if you pressed on that middle section, the table could pop like that. There was a little wee bit dodgy on the table and it hadn't been sorted out. So the car, he'd obviously leant on the edge of the table. The table had popped up a wee bit. The car had slid in and he'd gone, oops, not noticing the car sliding in, and let the table come down again. He looked at me, he says, how did you know where to find the car? And I said, well, God told me. He looked at me as if saying, what? I said, I had prayed that God would show me where to look first. And then when I got this funny idea, I thought, well, I better check that out because I've asked God and I better check it out. And sure enough, that's where it was. I think God must have known I was busy, pretty busy, and I needed a break that day. And he answered me straight away. Prayers don't always get answered straight away like that. But life's a bit curly at the moment, isn't it? There's lots of weird stuff happening. And you might be feeling a bit peeved off at times because you've missed out on birthday parties. You can't play the sport you wanted to play. You can't have sleepovers. All sorts of things aren't as they should be at the moment. But you can talk to God about all of these things. You're never too young to start talking to God about things in your life. He wants to be part of everything in your life. The big stuff, like, really big stuff, and the little things, just those little niggly things. You can talk to him about it. And so you should start trying that out. And also to listen. Learn to listen for those little ideas that he might pop into your head. Check them out. See if God's given you an idea. So I want you to have a really exciting week, and God bless.